Hello everyone. So GGG just dropped a announcement and I want to address it in this video. So the announcement is basically as shown here. No balance manifesto for 3.21. Alright, so they mentioned here very soon they'll be beginning to review the upcoming content for 3.21. However, they will not be posting balance manifesto according to as in for 3.21. Alright. They mentioned that it is great. Alright, it's here, okay? It's great at communicating certain types of content whenever we want to do deep work on a particular game system. They provide a good opportunity to clearly explain the changes in a self-contained way outside of the hubbub of live stream day. They also give us longer to gather feedback about whether those system changes are in the right direction. So first of all, I think that having no balance manifesto, does it mean that there is no patch notes? Okay, never mind. Let me continue read on first. So over the years though, we have learned that there are certain types of changes that balance manifesto are less appropriate for. Often changes require greater context that the live stream explains or benefits from videos as a form of communication. Sometimes there's just so much numerical detail that the balance manifesto ends up reading like a set of patch notes. It is literally like it's like a semi-patch note, isn't it? Okay, so weirdly detached from the balance of the actual patch notes that you need to understand the context and plan your builds. Oh, okay. So 3.21 balance changes are mostly of the later type. We explain them on the live stream and post the full details in the patch notes of announcement day. Don't worry though, they aren't scary changes we will blah blah blah. Our balance goals with 3.21 are to provide more options and fun as many builds as possible rather than reworking game system in potentially disruptive ways. Okay, they've learned their lessons with Arch Nemesis. While there are of course some small nerfs, 3.21 is definitely not a nerf fest. I guess this highlighted phrase is the most scariest part of every single league, right? I'm pretty sure those of you that have been playing on is always like, is this going to be another ultimate nerf? Yeah, that's always the go-to phrase. If it's too much of a nerf, I'm not going to play. Okay, we can't wait to unveil the changes, blah blah blah. Okay, so what does this mean, right? It basically means there is always two portions of the changes of the new league. One will be the balance manifesto, where they kind of like give you a sneak peek of what is going on, what changes are they doing. Okay, and then near the start of the league, it can varies, okay, but then yeah, near the start of the league they will always post the full patch notes, every single thing that has changed. Of course not every single thing, they have always been changing minions secretly behind the back, but yeah, so no more balance manifesto, just one shot, one full patch notes, and I think this is okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to post two times on patch notes, right, when they are literally actually the same thing. So like balance manifesto is also part of the patch notes, correct? So like when you're doing like a work or a job, I'm pretty sure you don't want to do like double work, right? If you're already doing on project A and then project B is also part of project A, why would you want to do it upfront first? Like that's literally double job, double work, right? So I can understand from that point of view. And yeah, they say it's not a nerf fest. Let's hope this is really true. But the only thing I'm really afraid of is there are occasions where they actually release the patch notes like one day before league start. And that's really annoying. One day, how are we going to fix the builds or builds that we want to play at the very last minute when the league is going to start? Okay, I'm pretty sure one day is not enough. There's a lot of phases to pick the builds that you want to play. I think this applies for every single PoE player out there. So first of all is interest. You gotta have interest in the build. Correct? That's number one. And number two is you gotta know what you are playing. Okay, you cannot just simply take a POB, go in, follow every single thing, and hope everything works out completely fine. Okay, yes, there will be guides out there that are really good. There will be explanations, but you still gotta see some gameplay. You need to know like the base foundation of how the build works, why it works, why do you need these items, so and so. Okay, and thirdly is changes to the new league. So for example, this is the same example that I give every single league, which is if you are going to play COC, or if I want to play COC again, is if let's say there are changes to the cooldown recovery rate. Okay, let's say now Awakened COC doesn't have, maybe has 10% less cooldown recovery rate on the skill gem itself. Okay, for example. So I will not be able to hit the threshold, and this is actually a problem because I will need to find other sources of cooldown recovery rate to cover up for that nerf. Okay, and when you actually find sources to cover up for this, which means you will need a new item or existing item to have that particular modifier, and that in just particularly that item is going to screw up your whole build a lot. Because by putting one more additional modifier, which means you need to find other sources where you actually accommodate the rest of the mods, right? So let's say if I need additional strength or dex, but mostly I put it on my rings, right? And now my rings need that specific mod. Where am I going to find this additional strength or dex that I require for my build, right? So it's stuff like that you know, it links together, and how do I say it takes time. Okay, you need time to actually brainstorm, to actually go through. There's a lot of trial and error to identify the changes, and if the patch note is going to release one day before, oh gosh, all of us are going to have a big headache, especially for those content creators out there, right? I really don't believe in releasing guides before patch notes. Okay, because every build can be really awesome, every build can be actually good, but what if the patch notes were to screw that up? Are you going to redo the whole video again? Are you going to redo like just that particular one? So yeah, it's not realistic. So I usually don't see them. Okay, I will usually release my guides after patch notes, and that's very crucial. I think for 3.20 they released 1 week before, right? So it was really very good. Actually, it was really very good. I like it, because it gives us time to find out what we actually want to play. All right, and gotta bear in mind that not everybody has the time every single day to go and read those patch notes and think what you want to play. Correct. There are some of us that probably, if you are schooling, you probably have exams, tests. If you are working, you have work to rush, projects to rush, and stuff like that. Correct. So we don't have the time, all the time in the world. Some of us have families as well. So yeah, no balanced manifesto. I just hope they can release the patch notes earlier, so I will be fixing some of my builds and improving them, and hope everyone has a nice 3.21 league. Cheers.